Well, my chums, welcome to our little channel. Today we've come down to the River Tyne on a lovely calm day and we are at the Schooner. So as I said, we've come down to the Schooner. It's quite a large tide. I'll put the tide up in the corner for you there, as I always do. Quite a large tide. Beautiful day, lovely and calm. We're fishing down to low water, which is currently coming it actually is on to low water, so we're fishing 2 hours up, just a short session. I had a bit of trouble with the mics, so I've had to repeat this all again. So I do have some footage. We have had a fish already, which I will put a little video of now. Cracking little bite. Lovely little fish, but I'll stick the video in after this section. And I was basically bambling onto the camera and the mics went on. I'm having so many issues with microphones at the moment, it's unreal. So my chums, baits of choice today. In the bait loader we have ragworm, fresh ragworm, frozen blacks, frozen crab and black and squid wrap. I did show you previously how I was baiting up and everything, but again there's no sound, so I've had to start it all over again. It's been one of those days, but I am using the little wraps. I'll show you. I've got one here. So my little squid wrap, so I just like this, bit of black piggybacked on the back of a little bit of squid. Not done too much with those at the moment. Normally does quite well down here, but ragworm took the fish before. Had a little mishap with the left hand rod, got fastened up and two became one. So my 2 hook flapper become a one hook flown rig. So that's, I've left that as that. So there's just 1 hook on there, and that has crab on, crab and lug, just to see if anything's interested. The action came to the right hand rod. As I said, I'll show you the video. We've got a little coddling out. Nothing to shout about, but the blank's off. Yeah. So we're going to be fishing a couple hours up on the flood. See what happens. But it's a beautiful day to be out. Very, very nice day. Zero, well, as I say, it's not zero wind. There is wind, but it's not much. It's kind of southwesterly, more westerly in it, I would have said. But it's a cracking day. I've just been sitting, contemplating life, you know. And I was saying, obviously, I had to say it all again because the mics went on. Sometimes fishing's not all about the actual fishing or catching fish to me. It's nice just to be out, listening to the sounds down in the river. I mean, I was brought up on the river and it's kind of in me blood. I know that fishing's not fantastic. We're in a bad time of the year now for the river. It's been a bad season, to be fair. I haven't enjoyed this season in the river at all. It's been very, very scratchy, and I have had very few sizable fish, whereas last year I was getting lots of decent sized whiting up to 44 centimetres. I was getting haddock up to about £1.5. Size codling, £2, £2.5, £3, decent flounders. But this season, the winter season into spring has been absolutely shocking, and the river's pretty much kind of finished now. Until summer, you'll get some small flounders up the river, or the juveniles, maybe it's the odd decent one, but it's kind of finished now until we get back into the colder months again, unfortunately. So I will be concentrating my efforts on the beach. I've just had a cracking bite on the crab behind the camera there on the left hand rod. Still going. I'm going to let it go. That's a good bite. It's a codling bite, I think. Hopefully something good will come of it, seeing we've had the disaster with the mics. It's not the first time I've had problems with my mics, and these are new ones as well, but it's down to user error. I forgot to switch them on. Something rattling away on that left hand rod. But yeah, just being down here, I mean, the birds are singing, it's the seagulls are cawing or whatever they do, the crows are just looking at us as they do. There's cormorants around, just beautiful to sit and see it all. The fishing's secondary. I think some people get too hemmed in, thinking that when they go out to fish they have to catch something. You need to adjust your mindset a little bit, I think, and it'll be more beneficial to you. You'll have more of a fun time when you're out, you know. There's so much to see and watch, and there's always something going on somewhere. But I'm going to plod away, so we'll keep piling baits in. I'm going to stick the left hand rod, I'm going to stick to crab baits and black lug, see what happens. We just had a good rattle there, like, but I think it's gone. I have got grip leads on, but the tide's eased off, so I'm going to change over to a rolling lead. As you can tell, I'm being quite lazy today. I'm sitting on my box. Normally I'm standing up when I'm talking to you, but I'm just sitting, chilling, you know. But yeah, hopefully we'll get something good. But we'll crack on with it and see what comes out. I very much doubt that the fish hooked itself, because I just got one sharp knock, but it's about time this bait was in. Could also be crabs as well. There's a bit of weight there, like, but it could be weed. Oh, hang on, there's something kicking. Did this before. I think there's a small ledge down there. I thought something was pulling back, but it was just coming over something. Oh no, we have got a fish. And it's not a bad one either. Not a bad one at all, if I hear anyway. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's come on the camera properly. That's not a bad little flatty for the river. That's on crab. I don't like to hang them around, so I'm going to get them unhooked and I'll bring you back and give you a quick look at them. There we go. Lovely clean fish for the river, that mind. Took crab. We'll get him back. And that's the bait. Crab there. So that flounder fell to the one hook rig, you know, the one that I lost the other hook off. The one that the two become one, the Spice Girls rig as we'll call it. I pulled the trace right down to the bottom to make a long flowing trace, the snoot, and it seemed to work. And I'm just going on about how crab wasn't working, and then the flounder shows us up by taking a crab bait. That's fishing for you. You think you know what you know and you don't. But it's getting fairly busyish with walkers now, and there's a lad just turned up fishing there. Had a bit of chat on with him before we come down, so we'll see if he gets anything as well. But it's gone quiet. It's slack tide. It's actually after slack tide. It's going to turn soon. So them fish came on the bottom of the tide. It is pulling quite hard, and you normally find on the big tides, when the tide's really ripping, the fish will hug the bottom, they'll stick to the bottom. Hence why your rig should be fishing right on the deck. But I can't fish at any distance here anyway. I'm only using 3-ounce leads. I can only fish a maximum of about 60 yards anyway, but when I've been dropping it in close, I'm getting fastened up. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Only one thing when using the breakaways in this mud is getting the buggers out. I think I picked up some crap here. If it's a fish, I'll be over the moon. I don't think so. No, it's a bit of wood. It's special branch. Special branch. There's a lot of rubbish in the river today, like. Yep. Plenty of rubbish indeed. Right, the crab on this one's untouched. The worm's untouched as well. Get rid of that. Ah, it's not been touched, that, like. It's come back exactly as it went, so I'm going to put it out again. I'm going to leave one of my grip leads wires off. Or should I change over? Actually, Actually, I'm going to change my lead over and put a plane on if I can find it. Right. I'm going to put a plain flat watch on. It's a pair drop watch, but I'm going to put that on. See how we'll get on. Tide's going to turn soon, but it shouldn't be too mad at first. Right. Put that in your box. Right, that's just going to go straight back out. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going to go straight out and see where it takes us. That's pretty much straight from the stand, so we'll see how much it turns, how much we get dragged about. It shouldn't be much because we're on slack water now. Right. On there. Put this away. There's no tide pull now, it's stopped that. We might get we might get fish when the tide's slack, but I would imagine when that first push of the tide is when they'll start feeding. But yeah, it's a great day to be out though. It's really nice, and we haven't blanked, so that's the main thing. Well, it's not the main thing, but you know what I mean, don't you? It's not the main thing. The main thing is getting out, but we haven't blanked anyway, so it's a bonus. That's what I'll say. It's a bonus. Right, so I'm having a very lazy day today because I'm actually relaxing for once, so I don't often do. Depends how hectic the fishing is like, you know. So I'm just going to put that camera up a bit so you can see it properly. Sorry about that. Yeah, normally it's a bit hectic, you know, but it's pretty slow the day. Today's bait, little Snickers, or that confectionery is available, and can of pop. You know which pop it is, don't you? Advertising, eh? It's a funny thing, isn't it? Advertising. Us fishermen, you know, without realising it when you're out, it's going to tilt. I don't know if that's actually straight. Without realising it when we're out, we're advertising all the time. Free advertising. Oh, it's lovely. I've actually checked on my phone, it's 10 degrees. Well, 10 degrees, which is super mild. It went from one extreme to the other. I was on the beach a couple of days ago with Ryan from Northern Tide Riders, and it was quite cold. The wind was freezing, but today it's like a beautiful spring day. And the tide is about to turn, and I will be fishing, as I say. I will be fishing at about 2:30, so it's an hour and a half, 2 hours up. After then it'll be pulling too much. And the river's full of the grassweed. If you fish the Tyne, you know what I'm talking about. It just mounts up, you end up with a big ball of it and you've got to sit and pluck it off. But apart from that, there's no big rubbish floating in the river at the moment, which is nice. But that'll come close at the top water when it gets lifted off the beaches, or the shore, should I say. Beaches, imagine that. The did used to call it, I was told from my grandparents, etc., that there used to be a Baker Sands. I'm not sure whereabouts it was, but there was actually a sandy beach down here. Obviously it must have been in the Baker area, and people used to go down and spend their Sunday afternoons there on low tide. It's strange to think, isn't it? River Tyne. But she's a big old river, plenty of history to her, and I love the Tyne. I was brought up here, and I've got an affinity to it, you know. It's special. Doesn't matter whether I catch fish out of it or not, it's just a special place for us to be. Great for the mind. Clear away the cobwebs, just get away from sitting festering indoors or getting away from work. Yep. Anyway, I'll get this finished. Hopefully on the flood I'll bring you back and we'll get some more fish. This one's been up for some time now. No action, like, I think the tide's yeah, it's definitely turned. Starting to get a little bit of pull now. I think that plain lead was short-lived. I think I'll have to take that off and put a grip on. So as always, the flatty came at low water, or bottom water, which is often when they feed here. Normally, that's hard, that hasn't even been touched. Normally when the tide turns, you get the codling and the whiting starting. And that's beautiful bait, and it's not even been, that's the one I put out before, it's not even been touched. In fact, I think I'm going to give it a squeeze and get it back out. There's plenty scent in that, plenty. And I'm going to bosh it over that way because the tide's turned. So I'll get this one slapped over there, not too far. That'll do. I'm only casting like 40 yards, 40 yard max. With this setup and the sorry, I think I'm off camera. With this setup and the 3-4 ounce leads, I can only get about 60 yards realistically with flapping baits on. If I pin it down, put a clip rig on it and get a little bit further, but I need the big boys out for the distance. But these are not casting rods, they're what I call finesse rods for this type of fishing. For my type of fishing, my favourite type of fishing. I'm going to give the other one a couple of minutes, I'll get it in, I'll bait it up and I'll show you what I'm putting on for bait. If we're going to get any fish, it's going to be, well, saying that, if we're going to get any fish, it's definitely going to be in the next hour, because that's as long as I'll be staying, I'll be away. Right, that one come back pretty much untouched as well. You can see there. But because we've got an incoming flood tide, what I'm going to do is get these stripped and get some nice fresh bait on for her. See if we can entice any little fishies to come and have a nibble at the smorgasbord of food that we're putting out for them. Just cut that to get that off. Seagulls are noisy today. I don't mind, I like the sound of those. It reminds us where I am. Right, let's have a look. I've kept a load of ragworm back. I've got it at home in the fridge because I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow and do my usual hunting for the turbot and some nice dabs if I can find them. It's a little bit early for the bigger dabs yet, but it's always nice to get out and have a little go, because you just never know what's going on. I'm just going to put a little bit of crab on this one, a smaller bait I think. I've put my bait elastic inside my box. This is a rookie error. Right, so I'll get this lashed on. Nothing fancy, just lashing it on, making sure that I keep the gape of the hook exposed for maximum penetration. That was French. Yeah, just so I've got maximum penetration there, so nothing can foul up. It's quite a small bait, but it's a good one. So ragworm on one, crab on the other. Bing bang bosh. Let's see what we can get. Ooh. So if we do get any opportunities, it's going to be a very small window. Judging by the way it fished on the ebb there, you're going to have that very small window of that first push of the tide where you can actually contact something. Happens time and time again in the river. It's like textbook. So I'm hoping that we do get something on this first push, more for yourselves than me. I mean, I'm happy to be out, but I know you like something to look at, you know. I want to catch something to show you, but I'm quite happy. It's just nice to be out. It's really nice. I really felt like I needed this couple of days off work after yesterday. It was just one of those days that you have, you know, where you've got quite a lot on and not enough time to do it. It tends to be like that. Well, may get something else. Who knows? Never know. As long as the bait's out in the water, you've got a chance to catch a fish, haven't you? You know what's really been getting on my titties? These, right on me chebs. This elastic. Now I love it, right? because it's like a spandex elastic. It's quite thin and dissolvable. It's not like the thick stuff. But I am forever losing the end. You know how it goes there and it comes through, it just keeps dropping back through. I mean, I know I've had it a while, and the Velcro's, which is there to apparently stop it going, is a little bit warm, but my God, does it do me titties in. I need to get myself something better, I think. So if you can suggest any better ones. I mean, I love the elastic itself, but these holders I don't like at all, and especially when it's windy like now. I mean, how am I supposed to get it back through there when it's windy? You know what I mean? It's something I can do without when I'm fishing. It just takes time, especially if I'm trying to bait up and get a bait out. You've got to put it through there and pull it through, but it just doesn't stay anymore. I could replace the Velcro, of course, but if you have any ideas of a better one, better dispenser, drop it in the comments, let us know, will you? Well, the tide's turned and it's dead, my chums. Absolutely dead. The only excitement I've had is watching the police boat come shooting up the river. I was informed, I don't rightly or wrongly, that unfortunately they've been looking for a body for 2 weeks. Somebody sadly felt the need to pop themselves off the Tyne Bridge, and they haven't recovered the body yet, so it's always a sad state of affairs. It's amazing what how the human mind works at times, isn't it? How we can hit such a low point, such a depth, that you would do something like that. It's quite sad. It's sad for the families as well. But yeah, that's why the police boats are shooting around. I think I put it in one of my videos. It was when I filmed at the Friars Goose further along there. The police were in front of us. I think I filmed, and then that was the start of it. So it's been a few weeks actually, because that was filmed some time back, and they're still looking, unfortunately. But I presume they must kind of predict where the tide would take such a thing, you know. But it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice for anybody who would find that either. If it was, you know, if it happened to be found on one of the shorelines. It's really sad though. But anyway, sorry about that. On a positive note, I say positive. There's no action per se. Tide's turned. It's going to start picking up some momentum soon. This one's bouncing about a bit with the plain lead on. It's getting pulled around. We're going to have to change that. But no fish. But tis that time of year where, you know, you can't expect fish every cast. We've had fish already. That's great. So now it's just about spending my last hour chilling before I go home and start the task of editing videos, which I don't mind because I really enjoy producing videos. But I'll keep you informed. I can't remember which one I've got the plain lead on now, which one's got the breakaway. I'm going to go for another fresh bait change, because I feel now the time is nigh. If the fish are going to have a nibble, it's around about now. This is the single hook rig. Right, now I'm back on track. I know what's going on. Tangled up a bit, that actually. Don't know how that's appertained. Don't know how that came to fruition. Full of big words today. Full of something. Right. Judgment. I find you worthy of going forth back into the drink. So that's gone back out. I was hoping we could have picked up another flounder. But nay, verily, 'twas not to be. I don't know why I'm going a little bit oldie English today. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes when I get relaxed, you know, I get a little bit crazy. I think a little bit too relaxed. Right. Not going to get that one in just yet. I was gonna, but nearly slipped there. That would have been comedy gold. It's been getting the strangest bite on this one, on the left hand side. I'm saying bite. I'm unsure. I think let's go on now. Can you see that? I don't think that's a bite. I think it's something catching my line and dragging it. Very strange. Yeah, it's got to be rubbish, that. I'm gonna have to get it in and investigate because I don't want to get wrapped up. Some rubbish, I think. I hope it's not that dead body. It actually feels fishy. That was the strangest bite. I think I'm feeling head shakes there, you know. That is a fish. That was the strangest bite. I don't know if you caught that bite on camera, but it's a very weird bite. It's a codlin as well. On the crab again. This is on the 2 Become 1, the Spice Girls rig. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's literally just hooked. That was the strangest bite. That's crab, so they are actually taking crab. Beautiful little fish. Look at him. Absolutely beautiful, isn't he? Let's get it back. Off like a shot, just the way we like it. So that's the first fish of the flood. I mean, it could be the first and last fish of the flood because I won't be staying much longer, but that's the first fish I've taken on the flood. Remember what I was telling you before about pinning baits down? Don't know if you can see that, but I've purposely slid this as low as I can to try and keep it on the bottom because the fish like to sit under the tide. That's absolutely fine. Should I? I have got bait to use. I'm actually going to bulk this one up. Right, I'll get it baited up and I'll bring you back. It's done it again, man. Look. The end. Keep losing the bloody end. If I'm saying bloody, that means that I'm downright goddamn annoyed about it. But anyway, see if I can do it without the... If anyone can suggest one to us, a better one. It has to be the thin, like Spanflex type elastic, whatever they call it. I don't like the heavy stuff. I like the degradable stuff. But if anybody can recommend one to us, please let us know. Because this one it's lasted us forever. It really has, and I've got more of them as well, but I just don't like the dispenser. So maybe it's a dispenser if the spool fits in. If you could recommend one of those for us. I'm pretty much a creature of habit. I stick to things, you know. If I like something, I'm with it for. That's it. That's me stuck to it. But this is starting to become unlikable because of that feature. But never mind. Right. So I've crudely bulked that up. So we've got a bigger crab bait. I'll try and zoom in on that face so you can see it. We'll get this one straight back out. Yeah, it's worse as well when you're trying to get baits out. I mean, I'm sure you've probably had the same problem yourself. When you're trying to get baits out and you've got to faff on with your stuff, it's really annoying. Right, I'm going to go over to the right because the tide is on the flood, so I'm going to cast it this way on. A little bit more of a thump. Still not far. This type of rod's perfect for the river. It's no point coming down the river with heavy gear, big rods, fast reels, casting to the horizon. You'd probably hit the side here, to be quite honest with you. A decent caster would probably be hitting the other side. Hence why I don't come down with me big rods very often, unless I haven't used them for a while and I'm missing them, which happens. That tide's picked right up now. It's gone from a 0 to a hero. It's dislodged this lead because I thought I was getting the same type of bait as before. Dislodge this one, pulling that one. I mean, this is a bomb on here, the flat watch lead on this one. See the right hand rod there, it's getting dragged along. That tide's just, it's amazing how fast the tide goes from nothing to full belt. Cormorant's up, just had another fish. Well in, mate, well done, nice one. Hope you got a size on it. It's way back down for another one. It's amazing how it just goes from 0 to fast. I mean, it is going up to a big tide. I think I put the tides up for you. If I haven't, I'll stick them up again, but I think I've already put the tides up for you. But it's ripping now, like I'm probably not going to get... I'll switch to a a gripper on this one, I'll probably get another cast each with this gear, and then that'll be it. This is the only way that the heavier stuff works out for you. If you come down with the rod capable of casting 7-ounce leads, just lobbing it out and getting it to grip, get a hold. Because on this bend, when it comes, tide comes rushing through here on this bend, it whizzes through, hence why it's such a good little mark. But that's fair ripping through that. Thought it was a bite at first, but got me so excited. There's another flounder, me chums. Just about packing me stuff away, so it's on my phone, but another flounder. Tide's pulling really hard now. Just going to put it down so you can have a proper look at him. Steady on, chap. There he is. Not a bad little flounder actually. On the crab again, as you can see. So I'm going to get him back and then do the outro and we'll be off. Right, me little chummel dums, me fellow rod benders. That's going to be it for today. The tide's pulling really hard now. I can't hold bottom. I'm only using 3-ounce grips. Getting ripped round. Rod nearly went in before there. I just caught it. I was messing about with the camera. Don't know if I've got it. I might have caught the footage, but it'll be on hyperlapse. But it nearly went in off the stand. It's trying its best to pull it round there. But yeah, we've had nothing on the flood. It's pulling a little bit too hard now. But we had fish out. It's been a pleasant day. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope you've enjoyed coming along as always to watch our little channel. You know, we always have a little bit of banter and a bit of peace, fishing and tranquility. Yeah, it's been great. But first of all, before I go, I probably don't do it often enough, but I want to give a big shout out to Ben Arnold at Arno Hooks for supplying me with the terminal tackle that I use, which is the hooks, the beads, the crimps, the bait stops. Ben supplied all those to me, which was very kind of him. So thank you very much, Ben. I really do appreciate that. Any help that you give is brilliant. It's not only supports the channel, but it saves me a little bit of money in me terminal tackle, which I lose quite a bit off, to be quite honest with you. That's ripping round now. I don't know if you can see that left-hand rod, but it's ripping round. And a big thank you to you guys, obviously. Love you all. I really appreciate the comments. Really appreciate the subscriptions, the comments. It's a good little community we've got. Everyone's positive in the main, which is really nice. Anybody who puts anything silly or negative on just gets ignored anyway. But the positive stuff is brilliant. I get very rarely get any negative stuff, if I'm quite honest with you. Very rare, and it's normally not even worth bothering about. But like I say, it's ripping round. I can't really stay much longer. I would have liked to stay a little bit longer, but it's pointless. We haven't had a bite for a while anyway. But yeah, it's been fantastic. If you want to support the channel yourself, you can always buy me a coffee. I'll put the link there. Don't feel obliged. You can scan that little code there. It'll take you straight to my account, and you can help support the channel in any way you can if you feel the need. But thank you very much for watching as always. I hope you're all getting out, get fishing yourself. So until the next time, stay well, stay safe, and keep fishing. Tight lines.